Explain Tess's mom. Where did she come from? Tess's mom comes purely from my imagination. She's not really based on anybody I know, and she's certainly not based on my mom. This is a point I like to make every time I talk about Tess's mom, because my mom is really afraid you guys all think she's based on her. She's not. Tess is severely messed up. There had to be a reason, and it was really fun to write a hideous, hideous character like Tess's mom. I tried to make her a three-dimensional character, and I tried to give her a little bit of humanity, little glimpses here and there. When I was 6 years old, my family was snatched out of slumber in the middle of the night by a phone call. Dave and I sat in the upstairs hallway, rubbing sleep from our eyes while my mother muttered indistinguishable sounds into the kitchen phone downstairs. On her way back to her room, she saw us waiting and said simply, "My mother died. Now go back to sleep." I stayed awake the rest of the night, sitting outside my mother's bedroom door, quietly listening. I didn't go back to my room until I heard her get out of bed and open up her dresser drawer at 6:15. She was getting ready for work, just like she did every morning. And for weeks afterwards, I wondered why it was she didn't cry that night. There are times, even now, when I wonder about that. If Tess's mom were an animal, what would she be? I think I would probably say a coyote caught in a trap. I always think of Tess wearing her red shirt. Why red? Any connection to Red Bartender? Barf. Colors do play a significant part in the book, definitely. This applies to the colors of the clothing the characters wear. For example, Brian and Jason are both wearing red. They first get together with Tess. Brian's wearing a red sweatshirt. Jason's wearing a red tie. Tess wears her red shirt both when she first gets together with Brian and then at the end with the bartender. The significance of Tess wearing the same shirt is to show that she's getting together with them for the same reason, that it's basically for physical reasons. What is the significance of the tourmaline engagement ring? My husband and I went to a jewelry store while I was in the middle of writing the book, and I fell in love with a tourmaline ring. I just thought it was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. We couldn't afford it at the time. I couldn't get it, so I figured I'd give it to Tess. And the other significance being, of course, Tess's fondness for colors. The rainbow theme, the coloring theme, crayons, paint colors, that runs through the book. I thought it would be just sort of an interesting thing. What's with all this sex in the book? Are you some kind of pervert? Yes, I am a huge pervert. Why do you hate Rachel? I don't hate Rachel. I love Rachel. She's like probably my favorite character. And I didn't want to, well, you know. In fact, you're going to see her a lot in the new book, I promise. Tell me about the new book. What's the new book about? What's the name of the new book? Why is it taking you so long to write the new book? Have you ever written a book? It's hard. The new book is called The Wendy House. It is about Rick and Wendy's lives together. It takes place in one day of Rick's life. The day he is going to kill Tim, who murdered Rachel. And as he is going to commit the murder, he looks back on his life, chiefly his life with his wife and his kids. He sort of looks back at where he went wrong, things that led to Brian and Rachel's current and past predicaments or situations, where he went wrong, his failures, that type of thing. His guilt. It's been kind of a complicated book to write. It's been a little difficult. Hoping it will be out this fall. That is the plan. That's the hope. The name The Wendy House, of course, comes from Peter Pan. Wendy was injured when she first got to Neverland, so Peter Pan and the Lost Boys built a small house around her where she had fallen. There is some significance to it, which will become apparent when the book gets here. Where can I get that cool mug you have, the one I saw on Facebook? If you go to the Backward Books website, click on merchandise, it will send you to the Backward Books Zazzle site, and then you can order it from there. there's... blah, 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 edit, edit, edit.